I'm TakiyahLouise. Thanks for clicking through to view this video about my 1500 calorie high protein what I eat in a day. A few things I should mention is that I eat in the intermittent fasting window from 1 to 9 p.m. and I drink about 96 ounces of water per day, and I track absolutely everything I eat in the myfitnesspal app. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with a steak salad, and I'm going to take this beef ribeye cap steak that I got from Costco. I'm going to take this out of here and get it seasoned up. And I like to use this Kinder's wood fire garlic seasoning. I think it tastes really good. So I'm going to go ahead and put quite a bit on here because I like to have maximum flavor on my meat. So I'm just going to kind of press this in, then I'm going to flip it and season it on the other side. Press that in. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to let that sit there for a second while I get the pan going. Now I'm going to start out on the salad portion of this meal. I'm going to weigh out 5 ounces of lettuce. I'm going to put my basket on and zero that out. And I'm just using this market side chopped romaine mix from Walmart. So I'm going to measure out 5 ounces, which actually turns out to be quite a lot. Now I'm going to get this rinsed. And then for my salad bowl, I use this big old serving dish that I got from Pottery Barn. And it fits perfectly all the ingredients that I want in my salad. And it's easy for me to mix everything around. So that's why I like using this big old dish. So I've got the lettuce all in the bowl ready to go. Now I'm going to add in some of the other vegetables, which would be my red onion and my tomato. Before I add my vegetables to the bowl, I do need to cut up my tomato. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I use half of a tomato. This is a beefsteak tomato. So I'm going to take that part. And I'm going to take this and just kind of lightly slice it. Oops, sorry. Lightly slice it. And now I need to weigh out my red onion. And I can pull this out so we can see how much we're working with. Zero that out there. There's a slight glare. There we go, that's better. So I'm going to take 2 ounces of red onion. And that's what we have here. And this just helps to add a lot of color to the salad and also flavor. I do go ahead and add garlic powder, cracked black pepper to it as well. Now, as for the steak, I'm going to flip it over and cover it back up to cook some more. Now I'm going to add in some of the garlic powder and then some black pepper. Now I'm going to make the salad dressing. I'm going to take this dish here. I'm going to zero that out. Then I'm going to take this A1 thick and hearty sauce. You can use 18 grams. So I'm going to measure that out. Next, I go in with this organic chicken bone broth and pour 2 ounces. This helps to stretch the A1 sauce, which acts as a dressing to flavor the salad. This is actually a 2-in-1 steak. You have to cut the string to take them apart, so that's what I'm going to do here. So I take the string off and unravel the meat and then lay it out to cook some more. And I'm going to take this little guy off because he's done, and I'm going to cover it back up. Now that the rest of the steak is done, I'm going to take it back over here and weigh it and cut it up. My calorie budget only allows me to have about 6 ounces of steak, so I cut off the excess for another meal. And 5.9 ounces is close enough for me. Let me tell you, this beef ribeye cap is such a fantastic cut of meat. It's tender and juicy, and quite frankly, you can get away with not even seasoning it at all because it's so flavorful on its own. You gotta try it if you see it. You won't be disappointed. And I finish up by adding my homemade salad dressing. I really like this steak salad. It's high in protein, easy to make, and I always feel satisfied after eating it. It's 470 calories, 45.1 grams protein, 20.1 grams carb, and 22.2 grams of fat. Delicious. And for my snack, I like to have these Quest nacho cheese flavored protein chips. They have a really nice cheese dusting and a great flavor to them. There's 18 grams of protein, 4 net carbs for just 150 calories. Now, another flavor of the Quest protein chips that's pretty good is the chili lime flavor. There's 20 grams of protein, 3 net carbs for just 140 calories. Now, between the two of these, I prefer the nacho cheese flavor. I think it's just a step above the chili lime, and I get these in a box together. There's 14 total, 7 flavors of each. I get them from Sam's Club between $25 and $30 a box, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Now, I like to pair that with this Premier Protein Vanilla Shake. It has 30 grams of protein and 160 calories. I like that it has a nice creamy flavor and tastes better than some of the powders and other drinks that I've tried. And when you combine the two of these, that's 48 grams of protein, which is pretty hefty, and I think that makes a good snack. These two are definitely a tasty way to get your protein up. 310 calories, 48 grams protein, 9 grams of carbs and fat. Okay, so now we're gonna make my miracle noodle pasta. This is a nice dish that satisfies the pasta craving without the extra calories. And so I'm gonna start off with this 1/3 less fat Philadelphia original cream cheese. And this is going to cost you 60 calories for 2 tablespoons, but I'm only going to use 1 tablespoon, so that'll be 30 calories, and that's about 15 grams. So I'm going to go ahead and start scooping. Next up for this dish, I'm going to take some mild ground Italian sausage, and this will be 56 grams worth. I have to zero out my scale. Okay, there we go. And just to add some green to my meal, I add in these restaurant-style garlic parmesan green beans, and that's 28 grams. And now for the sauce, I'm going to use this Rao's homemade marinara sauce. And this, you can get 125 grams for 100 calories. Zero out my scale. Okay, and now for the star of the show, I'll be using this Miracle Noodle fettuccine style noodle. There's 2 servings in here, and they're 5 calories per serving and 1 gram net carbs per serving. So I'm going to go ahead and get this open and show you what they look like. And this is what they look like. They're noodles made from the root of the konjac plant, and with them being low calorie, they're a great substitute for wheat pasta. Okay, so I've got the noodles all nice and rinsed, and what I like to do before I put them in the pot is take my kitchen scissors and just snip them up a bit because they do come very long in the pack. So I'm just going to do that for a little bit, and that should be good. And then I just dump it in there. And now it's time to put it on the stove. And now that it's on the stove, we're going to go ahead and give it a nice stir to get everything mixed up. And then we're going to let that cook a bit. Okay, so now this pasta is nice and warm and ready to go into the bowl. I'm just going to scrape little bits out. And then the last little finishing touch that I like to add is these oven cheese crisps, the Parmesan flavor. They're the Members Mark ones from Sam's Club. And for 150 calories, you can have 1 ounce or 28 grams or 19 crisps. And we're just going to use 4. Go ahead and put those right there. And that's it. This is a saucy, cheesy, chewy pasta dish. Only 357 calories, 20.4 grams protein, 19.9 grams carbs, and 24.7 grams of fat. Tonight for my last meal, I'm going to make my vanilla yogurt protein bowl. I'm going to start off with Walmart's Great Value Plain Greek Yogurt. This is a non-fat yogurt, and it has 17 grams of protein for only 100 calories, and you get 170 grams. So I'm going to take this and open it up and scoop out 170 grams. And as you've noticed throughout this video, I continually use my scale because that's a more accurate representation than just scooping out with spoonfuls. So that's 170 grams. And then for additional protein, I'm going to take this Dymatize ISO 100 protein powder in the vanilla flavor. This has 25 grams of protein for just 110 calories, and that's a 1 scoop. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and stir this all together. Now this is going to start to look kind of clumpy as I stir it, but that'll clear up once I add some water to get the consistency that I want. And I just like a nice creamy consistency, so it takes just a minute to stir it up. And that looks pretty good. And then I like to top it off with some granola. This just adds a nice texture to it. This is the Nutrail Honey Nut Granola. It's no sugar added, has 1 gram of net carbs, and then 1 gram of sugar. And it's 160 calories for a 1/3 cup, which is 30 grams, but we're just going to use 15 grams. And I want to show you another version of the Nutrail. This one I think is the best one. It's the Nutrail Cinnamon Pecan Nut Granola. As you can see, it has 2 net carbs, 1 gram of sugar, again, no sugar added. And this one has 4 grams of protein for 30 grams, 160 calories, the same as the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to spoon out. Actually, I'm going to just shake it out, 15 grams. So I zero out my scale and I start to shake. And you get quite a bit for the 15 grams. It ends up being just enough. And the last thing I do is take the Great Value brand blueberries. These are, for 1 cup or 140 grams, it's 70 calories, but we're just going to use 20 grams of this. I got to zero out my scale. And you get quite a bit of blueberries for the 20 grams. And there we go. And that's it, you guys. My last meal is this lightweight protein smoothie bowl, or vanilla protein yogurt bowl, and it tastes pretty good. This is creamy, crunchy, tart, and sweet at the same time. It's one of my favorite things to eat. 301 calories, 45.1 grams of protein, 15.9 grams carbs, and 1.6 grams of fat. Now the last thing that I have for the day is my version of the Sleepy Girl mocktail, which is a drink that's supposed to help you sleep. I call it night-night juice, and it's just made with a few ingredients. First, you start out with magnesium, and this is the Calm brand, and I use 2 teaspoons, and that is 350 milligrams of magnesium. So I'll go ahead and grab that. There's one. And then there's 2. Next, you take cherry juice, tart cherry juice, and I'm just going to pour out 3 ounces. And then I like to add some kombucha to the mix. I use the Synergy Mystic Mango flavor. And I also use 3 ounces of that. And the last thing that I add just to make the cup a little fuller is this Nixie sparkling water. And this is in the strawberry hibiscus flavor. And then I go ahead and give it a stir. Oh, I forgot one of the main ingredients that's supposed to help you sleep, and it's this melatonin. And this is 10 milligrams. I go ahead and add 2 dropperful to the mix. And I've tried this a couple times. I haven't seen any improvement on getting to sleep or staying asleep, but I'm still trying it to see if that is something that changes. And that's that. It's a pretty good drink. This makes for a nice nightcap. 0.8 grams protein, 13.9 grams carb, and 0 grams fat. I ate 1,494 calories today, so I've got 6 to spare. I don't really know much about macros. I just set this up as something I thought would be attainable. I got 159 grams protein, 79 grams carb, and 57 grams fat. I think I did pretty good today. And that's everything I eat in a day. Now I'd like to say thank you to those of you that have interacted with my videos. I really appreciate your kind words, and I like responding to you in the comments. And on that note, if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at TakiyahLouise. Remember to be a good human, and until the next video, take care.